Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast, hosted by my dad, the BeerDad, the most awesomest dad around, Justin Allen, and his most awesome co-host, the master brewer himself, the Brewed, Joshua Kunkel. Grab a cold one, kick back and relax, and enjoy the show. Cheers, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. As always, I'm your host, the BeerDad, Justin Allen, and I'm joined by my awesome co-host, Joshua Kunkel. How you doing?
Howdy, how?
All right, so we had a great episode last episode, episode 11. We were at the Craft Lounge hanging out with Jimmy.
Oh yeah,
what a great episode!
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's anybody that hasn't listened to that episode. If you're listening to this episode, go ahead and hit the pause button. Go back one episode, check it out, listen. Jimmy, great host, Craft Lounge in Beaumont, California. You can pick up all kinds of different craft brews that he has. Awesome place.
Oh yeah, he's. I stopped in there right before heading over here, and he's always got something new on the shelf, and he's always like, "Hey, you gotta try this."
Absolutely, we always do the little pregame before, and we pre-gamed with some Creative Creature, something new that he's carrying.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it. You kind of shot me a text like, "Hey, if you can find this, if he's got it, grab it." I was like, "All right."
Absolutely.
And yeah, we had pretty on point.
We did. We pre-gamed. We had a beer called Chits and Giggles, and that was a hazy IPA, but it was made with goat lactose.
Yeah, goat's milk lactose.
Yeah. Something a little different than what we're used to, but hey, It was good.
Yeah, it actually worked, and definitely went well with the carne asada burrito.
Yeah, and I believe that one was a collab with the original 40.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that was they did a good job on that beer. I was pretty impressed. And Creative Creature, I've had a couple of their brews. The one I like the most, no offense to our Dodger fan listeners, but it's a Manny Machado beer from the San Diego Padres, and it was a mango IPA.
Okay, nice.
Actually,
I don't think I've had that one.
I had it at Jose's house for his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, brought some beers over there, and he's a Dodger fan, and it was very hard for him to drink that because it had Manny Machado, who at that time that was a trader to LA, so he wasn't very happy, but he still drank it and he liked it.
Okay.
So there you go. But so Creative Creature, for those of us here in the Inland Empire, Creative Creature's down in San Diego, so obviously it's far away, but save yourself the gas mileage and the gas money because California's gas prices are outrageous. Save the money and buy extra beer and go see Jimmy at the Craft Beer Lounge in Beaumont.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. He's now carrying what looks like, he's got at least probably like 4 or 5 different beers from them on the shelf right now, so
did he have anything on tap from them yet, or is it just cans?
I was in and out of there so fast because I wanted to make it here for the podcast. I didn't really get a chance to look at the board. There was a part of me that would be like, well, I guess I could have grabbed one, but one would have turned into like 2 or 3 or 5. And
I know how that goes.
Yeah, and you'd be hitting me up going, dude, like let's get this started.
Yeah, we actually went and saw Jimmy. I know listeners I haven't really been talking about, but I lost Grandma, and we went and saw Jimmy. You came and met us there after Grandma's funeral, and we had a couple beers. Say goodbye and salute, and but we were only planning on having like one. And I remember when we were cleaning up, bringing all these glasses up to Jimmy, and I was like, I think we had a little more than we were planning on. I don't know what's going on here, but he's a great host. Oh, yeah. So definitely great shop. Go check it out, Craft Beer Lounge.
Him and Jason definitely they got something good going on there. So.
Absolutely, and we're gonna go visit them again sometime soon. Hopefully, Jason can get involved.
Yeah,
we have a 4th microphone, Jason. Don't be shy. So we'll go back up there. But in the meantime, we are now on our next episode, and Houston, we have a problem. You gave us some amazing beers. For what was that? 2 episodes ago? 3 episodes?
I think it was episode 9 or 10.
And we couldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we're doing Houston Craft Beer episode number 2, part 2.
Part 2.
Right? So, we are sitting here and we're going to do some Houston brews just like we did last time. We've got some Ingenious Brewing, B52 Brewing, Eureka Heights, and Spindletap. So we had all those beers last time. In fact, remember we had Eureka Heights. That was the glitter beer.
Oh, yes.
Right? And I told you Jimmy said he liked it too, right?
Yeah, it was like
surprising.
It's like one of those things where it's like, I shouldn't like this, but I do. It's like a great great fucking lawnmower beer.
Yeah.
It sparkles in the
good.
sun.
Yeah, never mind the glitter, but it was actually a really good cream ale,
Yes,
to style, and it was refreshing. It was good.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple from B52, one we didn't care for and one we actually loved.
Yeah.
That was like before and after the internet, I believe.
That's right. Yeah.
And then what we have? Ingenious. Oh, the smoothie tart or Smarty
beer. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we liked it, and Jose didn't like it.
Yeah. He was like, I hate Smarties. I was like, well,
so we did that, and then of course the Spindletap. We had the Atomic Leg Drop, brother. Yeah. So we're back again. There's this is the second part of the series of the Wrastlin' Moves series, and this one's called Sleeper Hold Double IPA. So
nice.
That Atomic Leg Drop Jose loved. Remember he chugged that thing down?
Yeah. He's
like,
whoa, where did that go?
It was gone right away. I was like, oh my gosh. So, anyways, I wanted to bring somebody on the show that made all this possible, because obviously we're here in Southern California, and the ability to grab craft beer from Houston is not very common.
Yeah,
so
little slim chance there to just walk into the local mart and
that's right,
find that on the shelf.
So we're gonna give a phone call here. Let's see if this thing works.
Stay tuned. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm hoping. It says calling and it's not doing anything. Oh,
we have liftoff.
I hear a dial tone.
Hello.
Is this Drake?
This is he.
Hello, sir. This is the BeerDad, Justin Allen. You're on the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Oh, well, better now because of you, we're actually staring at some craft beers from Houston.
Indeed, we are.
So I know you listened to our first episode. We really enjoyed the beers from Houston, so much so that we've got some more here, and we're doing a Houston episode part 2. So thank you for that.
All right, no problem.
All right. So Drake, tell us a little bit about the Houston craft beer scene. How many breweries are out there that you frequent?
Well, mainly I frequent Ingenious. I've been going to Baba Brew House. Also, I go to B52 and Spindletap every now and then. Those are the main breweries in the Houston area that I frequent. But, you know, when I have like some time to go and get downtown, which is further away from my home, you know, I like Sigma Brewery. I like that one a lot.
So it's really amazing because of you. We've been able to discover all the different types of craft beers that you guys have out there. To our knowledge, we were thinking, you know, Texas, maybe there's a couple craft breweries here and there, but man, just in Houston alone, you guys got a ton, and there's a lot of good ones. What's your favorite?
I would have to say my favorite is Ingenious.
Ingenious, okay. This is the one that their logo's got the brain, right?
Right, correct.
Okay. And what's your favorite beer there at Ingenious?
My favorite one is the Banana Foster's barrel aged stout. Yeah, that'd probably be my favorite one that they have there. Now they've come out with the line of these beers called Fruit Badness, and so they're really heavily fruited and real big. And you know, they come out with those like, you know, they have a new one like every week.
Oh wow!
And so I've really been, you know, into those and really enjoying those.
Okay. And how big is Ingenious Brewing? Is it a large brewery, a small little tap house? What?
Yeah, it's a pretty small brewery. I think inside they only seat maybe there's like 100 people maybe. Oh, it's pretty small.
That's cool. And do they serve food there too, or is it just beer?
Well, they have you know, rotating food trucks.
Okay.
That come in and out of there. But another reason I like Ingenious because, you know, you can always just pop up and just do a share, you know. So,
nice.
you make sure you tip your bartender. You can always just come, bring friends, and then, do a nice little share.
Oh, that's
And you can
awesome.
still bring your own, food, even though they have a vendor there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we have several breweries out here in Southern California that afford you the opportunity to do something like that. We're really big on bottle shares out here too as well. And that's awesome. It's a good way to meet some cool people and then try beers you've never had before.
Yeah, the only time I always get worried is if, one of your buddies shows up with a little bit of homebrew, because I know some places are kind of weary about that. Are they pretty cool with that out there, or?
You mean like as far as them just bringing home brews into the brewery?
Yeah, for like the bottle share.
Right. Yes. They're totally fine. Actually,
Awesome.
when I was at this last bottle share for Super Bowl, a guy brought a can of oyster stout
Oh,
that
wow.
he had brewed in his own home brewery. I've never had a stout made with oysters before, and it was pretty delicious, I have to say.
Yeah.
Some of the most obscure and strange brews end up tasting good. I don't know if you've heard us talk about on the podcast the beer that Josh and I actually did a collaboration on and made. It's a turmeric and ginger hazy IPA, which at first initial thought kind of sounds like, oh, that's not going to be very good. And we've had it where it's like 50-50 results. One person says they love it and one person says they hate it. So I might try to get you some. I got to figure out how to get it out to you.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be interested in trying that. It sounds very healthy with the turmeric and ginger.
Yeah, Josh, tell them about the whole turmeric levels that we put in there.
I was doing a little research afterward, and we for the initial batch we threw about 2 pounds of turmeric powder in this thing and about a pound of ginger. Later found out that like your daily allotment of turmeric should be about 2,200 milligrams or something. With the amount that we put into this batch, it was the equivalent of like 16,000 milligrams, like per 12-ounce serving of beer. So
Yeah, so it's really, really healthy.
yeah.
So that's why. So the wife, the beer wife, she's always getting me to take turmeric pills because it's very good for you. And I'll just tell her, you know what, I'm gonna go drink Josh and I's beer because there's more turmeric in there than in that pill.
Yeah, you get about a week's worth in a drink.
So yeah, I'll try to get some. But it sounds like one of your favorite beers is a barrel aged stout. Is that kind of style wise? That's one of your favorites.
Right. My favorites, I love sours and barrel aged stouts.
Okay. Well, it sounds like Josh and we're going to have to go find you a gift to send you to say thank you. Have you ever heard of Bottle Logic?
Oh, yes. I've
Okay.
heard
They
of it.
make some
I've
good
had
barrel
some of
aged
their
stouts
beers.
that we can get a hold of from our friend at the Craft Beer Lounge. I think maybe we'll send you a bottle. I just had one that was, I think it was a vanilla cream barrel aged stout, and I want to say it was like 13.5 or 14.5%. And Drake, it's dangerous because you can't taste the percentage in that. It's just so delicious, and the way that they brew their beer. Bottle Logic makes some really good beers.
Oh, yes, I've tried them. I like their beer. It's very tasty.
All right, we'll have.
Also, this weekend I was actually heading. My wife was actually heading out to go pick up some Baba Brew House. If you guys are interested.
Okay, Baba Brew House. Yeah, that's the one they make those like smooth ninjas or something like that.
Right.
Okay.
They make the smooth ninjas, and then they also they make like the hazy IPAs with the oat cream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we might
Got
might
my
be
interest
interested. Josh's little ears went up on that one. That's cool. Yeah, I think so. I think I was looking at their Instagram not too long ago. They look like they have some interesting stuff, so we might hit you up on that one too. So the beers that we have here, Drake, that we're gonna drink on the show, before we let you go, ask you a little bit about them and see if you had them. The Fruitcake with Friends, have you had that one?
Yes, I've had that sour before.
Okay, and what did you think of that one?
Yeah, I believe I rated it on Untappd like a 4.
Oh wow.
It was pretty good to me. Like I said, I like the style of sour that they make. They make their sours sweet. So some people like the traditional sours that aren't as sweet, kind of bland, like.
Yeah.
But I like the sweet ones. So I mean, if you're into sweet sours, then you'll definitely enjoy that one.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna have that one first. And then this new one was the one that I almost begged you to go get, was the smoothie tart from B52. Did you get to sample that one at all?
No, I have it in the refrigerator. I haven't even got a chance to try it, but I know that the smoothie tarts are normally pretty tasty.
Okay. Yeah, just everything. Well, I mean, they say it's blueberry and lemon, so I think that combination right there is two of my favorite things together. Like when I do like just a smoothie when I go to like Jamba Juice or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna like it. So we'll see. We were just talking about before we called you the beers from the last show and how we had two of the B52s. One of them we didn't like and one we did. It was the before the internet that we didn't care for. It had kind of like a almost like a cough syrup taste to it. That was like, I think it was like a punch flavor or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the after the internet that we had, which was like a hazy triple or double IPA, that one was really good. So we'll see with this one where we're at. And then the next one on our list that we're going to have is the Rose Nyland. Shout out to the Golden Girls. Did you get to sample that one at all?
Oh yes, I like that IPA. It's a pretty easy drinker in my opinion.
Okay, awesome. We're looking forward to that. And then the Spindletap Brewery Sleeper Hole Double IPA. I know you told me kind of sit on it, so I've had this one it's been about a week and a half now, I think, on that one. And have you drank it yet?
No, I haven't tried it. I guess when I picked that one up for you, I didn't get a chance because when I went there, I was going to try it, but everybody kind of warned me. They said, "Hey, it's pretty green, so kind of hold off on it." Okay. So I was like, "Well, I definitely don't want to try it, and I'm not going to give it a good rating."
Right, so. Absolutely. Well, we really enjoyed the Atomic Leg Drop.
Yeah, that one was
on the show. In fact, our other guest that we had on the show, a good friend of mine that's a paramedic, he he drank it down in 2 seconds because he said it was like so chuggable and he liked it. So I don't even know if he actually tasted it though. So we're looking forward to trying this. So that's what we have lined up here for the show. So we're gonna get into them. But I definitely appreciate you talking to us here on the show, and definitely really appreciate you sending us all the craft beer love from Houston.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, anytime you guys need any beer in Houston, just in this area, just let me know, and I'll do my best to help you.
And we'll definitely try to return the favor.
Absolutely. We're gonna try to send you a little care package here. I'll have Josh get on it and go visit Jimmy at the Craft Beer Lounge and see if we can find you some barrel-aged stuff.
All right. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty. Thanks again, Drake. You have a good night.
Yeah, thank you much.
All right. You too.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice.
All right. What a great guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, very cool. I mean, definitely hooking us up like this. This is some pretty awesome stuff. I can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's start with the fruitcake with friends here.
Yep. All right. You know that sound that everyone loves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, check out that color.
It's dark.
Yeah. Where's your glass? Oh, right there.
Right here. So I really like the can art on here.
Yeah. Actually, I just realized that it is the color of a fruitcake.
Right?
All it needs is like the little like odd fruit here and there.
Now I know a lot of people give fruitcake a hard time, right?
Yeah.
Over the holidays, don't eat it. It's hard as a rock, right? I actually had some fruitcake, and I want to say it's the first time I ever had it before, last year. And the girl that made it at work, she cut a nice slice off, and it was hot, and then she buttered the top. It was good.
I was gonna say, it sounds like they made it right.
That could be the case. But it was definitely what I wasn't expecting, because you see all those jokes and stay away from fruitcake, and
makes me wonder if everyone who's ever had fruitcake has just had it from people who just had no clue how to make it.
Maybe. Well, and then also I think people get it as a gift and they're like, fruitcake, and then they put it aside and it sits for weeks and weeks and weeks, and yeah, then probably that's why it got hard.
Actually, kind of a fun side note is my parents' wedding cake. The topper on the cake was a fruitcake, and like they had kind of like the shotgun wedding. My mom was like pregnant at 17 and all that jazz. So
Yeah.
So they had this like very simple cake with the fruit cake topper, and my aunt was like, "Oh, I'll save it for you in the freezer." And after, like, it just disappeared. After that, they were just like, "You know what? We don't need it. We don't want it." You
right?
know? It just, I think they found it like 10 years later.
Oh man!
Like buried under some block of ice.
There you go.
So.
All right. Well, cheers to fruitcake with friends. Cheers to Drake.
Cheers to Drake.
And let's get into this.
I like that. I like that a lot. That is really good.
Not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. It was actually... Fuck me.
Josh is going to go to Untapped, something the BeerDad needs to get to work on, because I'm slacking on the old Untapped.
Yeah, because I'm going to get a lot of the sour notes, get the fruit notes. I'm getting definitely...
The spice?
Getting some spice.
Yeah.
Like nutmeg. I'm getting a little like clove. I'm getting a little cinnamon in there.
This is a really good beer. Good looking out, Drake.
Yeah. Well, I see why Genius tops the list of places to be.
Yeah, this is, matter of fact, Alex, you know Alex, that was one of the main requests that he had from Houston. I guess he's been following them, I don't know if on Untapped or Instagram, but he's like, yeah, it's the one that has the brain. And so I was like, okay, so that's why we have the Ingenious here that we're gonna be sampling, and I got him a can too, so I think he's gonna enjoy this.
Oh yeah, no, this is on point, like solid beer. Good job, Ingenious.
Yeah,
damn,
just more of that.
Oh yeah, top me off there.
There you go. All right, so let me take a look at the old can here. All right, this is so ingenious. We linked up with our friends at Craft Beer Cellar to turn a doorstopper of a cake into a showstopper of a beer. See? Right? A doorstopper because they're hard as a rock. And it worked.
Didn't.
A tart Berliner gushing with pineapple, cherries, apricot, and pecans. I do get a little nutty taste there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, for those listeners that are not familiar with the Houston area, maybe you're down there on business or down for vacation, whatever the case may be, the address is 1986 South Houston Avenue in Humble, Texas.
Nice.
And their tap room's open 7 days a week. And like Drake said, they bring in like a rotating food vendor in there. Like most breweries, they're totally down with some bottle shares, which is awesome. We love bottle shares, and they're down with home brewing, so we're down with home brewing too.
Exactly. Nice.
6.8%, Josh.
Yeah, that's easy going. That's the thing I'm tripping me out with this beer is like you get this like just punch right in the face of all this flavor.
Yeah.
And then
rinse is clean.
It rinses clean. It's done.
Yeah. I don't have much of an aftertaste at all.
Yeah, the aftertaste is gone. It's refreshing. It's basically saying like, I dare you. Come on. Come again. Come on.
Absolutely.
Come back. Come on back for more.
Yeah. Houston, you definitely have a great craft brewery and Ingenious.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to 100% say this was better than the Smarty shake that we had.
Oh, yeah. By a long shot. And definitely better than the, was it before? And actually, I would even say this is better than the after the internet that we had last time.
Been. Yeah. So, well, B52's next up on tap, so we'll see if they can redeem themselves. I don't know. That's going to be a tough act to follow. It's really weird that I'm actually saying that a fruitcake beer is one of the better beers I've had in a long time.
Yeah. This is... Yeah. It's like I almost don't want to chug it.
But lots of flavor.
Yeah. Well, cheers.
That's good stuff. All right. So... we're going to move along here, Josh. We have, next up on our list here is B52 Brewing. I was excited to try this. They were hyping it, and I told Drake, I was like, yeah, if you can get up there. I'm not sure how far of a drive, if I should have asked him. It is for him to get up to believe it's Conroe. Where are they at? I think it's, Conroe, Texas, which is, I believe, north of Houston.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how far it is from where he is. But they put out some pretty good beers that I follow them on Instagram, and they have a pretty big following. And, we tried before the internet. We tried after the internet. We liked the after the internet. Just like in real life, before the internet wasn't as great.
Yeah, life sucked.
I mean, where would we be without the internet today? Can you imagine that?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Probably.
I mean, what exactly would we be doing when we're taking a dump?
Imagination land?
Right? I know it's kind of silly to talk about that, but they do say that's where most of your screen time is when you're on the old number 2.
Oh, yeah. Believe it.
So that's what do I always tell the wife? That's where I do my best thinking.
Yes.
Why are you in there so long? You got that stupid phone with you, don't you? Yeah. Heard that. All right. Crack it open, sir. B52.
All right. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this because I always I'm a self-described citrus junkie.
Yeah.
And citrus snob. So this one I am curious to see. Ooh, what the fuck? Okay, when I see like lemon and blueberry. Okay, I should have saw that coming. I'm looking at this going like, that is not a yellowish like lemon color. But I think I got so focused on the lemon I forgot about the blueberry.
That is, ladies and gentlemen, she's thick.
Yep.
So this is B52 Smoothie Tart. It's a fruited Berliner Weiss. Blueberry, lemon zest, thyme, and milk sugar. Coming in at 7%. So,
there's going to be some fun stuff right here.
Let me snap a little photo.
All right.
Get that color. So everyone's going to have to see that. For the listeners that can't see it, definitely check out B52 Brewing on Instagram or Facebook and check out some pictures of the color. I'm going to try to get a picture in here. Of course, the BeerDad and Brewed studios tonight, we're in a dark room, so I'm going to take the best picture I can.
Need some light?
Let's see. We'll try it with flash. See if it comes out. Maybe give me some light. Let's see what we've got going on here. All right. Okay. Just to give them an idea so they can see the color because it's amazing.
Yeah, this color is like a deep, like magenta, purple, blue.
That,
man.
What's it smell like? Let's take a
let's
put it up the sniffers. Okay. I smell blueberries.
I smell thyme.
Yeah.
And I smell lemon zest.
All right.
I think we got all three.
Are we doing it? We're diving in. Cheers.
We're diving in. Cheers.
All right. Tart.
Not as tart as I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the combination of blueberries and lemon, you would think a little bit more, but I think if they went more tart than that, that'd be that pucker factor where it's like too tart.
Yeah, I like it, though. It's very, like, subdued. It's subtle. I mean, the thyme and the lemon are kind of like the big two things that are kind of sticking out to me.
Right.
Blueberry is kind of taking a back seat, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Definitely added the color.
Oh, it definitely did that.
Yeah. I'm torn. I really like it, and I really like this last one. It's good that we did both of those back to back, kind of, because they're similar styles.
Yeah. This one, I don't know. It's I mean, it's more viscous. It's like heavy on the palate.
The mouth feels way heavier.
Yeah, I mean, this one feels more like they said, like a milkshake. Like I'm just kind of taking my time. I'm sipping my
smoothie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. On my second drink there, I'm starting to really like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's opening up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing with this one. So, with a lot of these smoothie or shake style beers that are coming out, some of them are just overly sweet.
Yeah. To
the point where you're like, I don't even know if there's alcohol in here. It tastes like I'm drinking Jamba Juice. Right? We know who we're talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
A little 450. But this one is not sweet at all.
No, this is the type of sweet that I've always enjoyed, especially with fruited beers.
Yeah.
Is I always refer to it as like sucrose sweet,
Right.
where it's not this cloying like tingy. I can't really think of the word other than like tingy, kind of just stabs you in the side of your cheek, like, ooh, what the hell, like. It's this type of sweetness that you feel the diabetes just creeping up on you as you're
diabetes.
The beatus.
Yeah, the sugar.
Yeah, just creeping up on you as you're drinking it. Whereas like with this, it's subtle. It's like delicious. It actually even has almost a slight little refreshing quality to it, and it makes you feel like, hey, I'm not gonna like go into a coma drinking this.
Right? Yeah. You don't want to go into a coma drinking your beer.
No.
I mean, if you did, that's like, I don't know, one of those guys that bought that 99 bottles of Pabst Blue Ribbon on the wall or something like that. You drink 99 Pabst Blue Ribbons, you're probably going to go in a coma.
Yeah.
One, it's not that great. And two, don't drink 99 bottles of beer.
Yeah. And I can tell you from like a home brewing experience standpoint that if you've ever had like an under attenuated beer, it's kind of like that. It's that weird cloying sweetness that just makes you feel like you hate yourself as you drink this beer, because it's just way over the top sweetness. It's almost like you remember Yoo-Hoo's as a kid?
Oh God. Yeah. Or Nesquik.
Yeah. Like that, just like that malt sugar.
Fake milk.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is. I think it was like melted down plastic with sugar syrup and chocolate.
Yeah. Or if you ever had like the Hershey syrup, just
my daughter used to do that all the time. Here's some BeerDad stories. That was her thing, man. She, like, when she was a toddler, she loved to just, like, when you're not watching her, I mean, you're watching her, but like when you slip just a little bit, man, she catch you slipping. But open the fridge and get into that Hershey syrup and just go to town on it. And I hate Hershey syrup. I'm like, how can you do that?
I was a kid after my own heart. I mean, I was the same way. Grandparents always had it.
Yeah.
Either I was like filling half a glass before I put the milk in there, or I was just like down on that stuff straight.
Right.
Like, I don't know why I'm
no good. Well, we're definitely not drinking Hershey syrup because we're drinking B52 smoothie tart, and I like it.
Yes. Good job. Good job, B52. So this is what, 2 for 1? 2 for 1, B52. Good job.
Yeah. And so far for this show, for Houston episode 2, we're batting 2 for 2.
2 for 2, yeah.
Speaking of batting and speaking of Houston, I forgot I was going to give Drake a hard time. Houston Astro fans, I'm sure you're on the reels there because the whole cheating scandal that you had going on with your team. I was going to give Drake a hard time about that and be like, oh, so how about them Astros? That's been talk of the town. I know you're not much of a sports guy, Josh, but essentially they were like caught heavily cheating for last year. They were using technology. They were banging on cans. Basically what they were doing is stealing signs from the opposing team so they would know what pitches were coming.
Oh,
and so their batters were, just tearing it up. And it was funny because you can go and look at all these stats, and there's actually a guy from Houston that made a website, and he did all these stats, and it shows how much better the team was at home versus on the road because of the cheating. So kind of crazy. And I think back to my days of playing baseball and, buddies playing baseball and, getting really serious into it. That's just something that you kind of did. You scouted the other team and studied their signs. Did we ever bang on trash cans or use like internet technology? Of course, it was before the internet, so we didn't have that.
Yeah.
But that kind of stuff goes on. So I feel like I'm pretty sure all the other teams do that anyways. To that level, maybe not so much.
Yeah, to me that screams like desperation. It's like you're either a good team or you're going to try to get better. You know,
Well, I'm sorry, it wasn't last year. It was the year before. But and the funny thing is, so they beat the Dodgers in the World Series,
That's
right?
That's right. Okay.
And so now you're seeing out here, Dodger fans are actually lawyering up and suing the Houston Astros for the money they spent on World Series tickets because they were cheated and robbed because the Astros cheated and won the World Series, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Get over it, Dodger fans.
Yeah.
Of course, I know my friends that are Dodger fans will be like, yeah, you're a silly Padre fan. It's easy for you to say that. And if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be really angry too. And it's like, you know what? It is what it is. It's in the past now. You can't take it back. And I'm pretty sure the Dodgers still signs all the time too. Maybe they don't go to the extreme that the Astros did, but guys, if you think that there's not people stealing signs in baseball, then you never played baseball. Yeah. That's what it is. You scout the other team and watch. Oh, look, if he throws this sign, he's going to throw a fastball. If he throws this, it's going to be up and away, right? It's just something you do. You scout the other team.
You also just get, I mean, if you play the game long enough, you just get used to body language. You know? I worked for the minor league Storm Stadium. That was like my first job. And even though I worked in the kitchen, I would be out on the patio watching the game because I'd be cooking burgers or whatever for the game. And after a while, to me, it was just the same shit, different day. You know, just it's like, come on, people, it's there. You know, like you just gotta pay attention.
Right. So that's enough about my rant about Houston. Houston, I still love you. By the way, when I was growing up, Jeff Bagwell, one of my favorite baseball players of all time, he played first base like I played first base. I modeled my batting stance after him, get that crouch nice and low. Very successful with that. So I have a little bit of a thing. Even though I'm a Padre fan and born and raised San Diego, I still have a kind of thing, you know, a little side thing for the Astros. So it is what it is. Whatever. Yeah. They cheated. They admitted. People got fired. It's over.
And you move on.
And we move on. That's right, because baseball season's about to ramp up again. So go Padres.
Yep. Of course, we're in the middle of basketball season, so
yeah, we are. We lost Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's a big shit show, bummer, but
yeah, it was pretty sad. Yeah. It was. You know, I'm not a Laker fan, never was. I've always hated the Lakers, actually, to be honest. And of course, Kobe Bryant, I wasn't a huge fan of his. However, with that being said, I still respected him as a baller and as a gamer because he truly was, of that generation, probably the best basketball player of all time.
Yeah, I remember, you know, growing up basically watching that and going like, yeah, this makes the game like superior entertainment.
Oh, I swear, and I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I remember watching a game one time. I believe it was a playoff game. They were playing the Phoenix Suns, and I was watching with my father-in-law, who's a huge Phoenix Suns fan, and he almost had a stroke because the Suns were winning, and they were up by like 9 points, 10 points or something, and there was literally seconds on the clock. Kobe Bryant won the game.
Yeah.
I literally thought my father-in-law was going to hit the floor and just die right there. I've never seen anything. And he even called it, too. He goes, I suppose the Cobster's going to go hoop it up right now, and they're going to win. And he did.
He did. He just up and did.
So he was an amazing basketball player, you know.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kobe and his daughter, as well as all the other people that perished in the helicopter crash. You know, game respects game. And even though I didn't like the Lakers and I didn't care for Kobe Bryant because he was my rival, basically, from my team, which was the Sacramento Kings, still just, you know, sorry to see that happen.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of other good people on there, too, that just... That was it.
A lot of young lives lost. A lot of young girls that were just, you know, 13, 12-year-old girls that were basketball players. And
baseball and everything.
So. Yeah, so rest in peace to all the people that perished in that. Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
Finish up this B52 smoothie tart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good beer.
Wow. Yeah, the picture they put up on Instagram with all the blueberries and the lemon and just the color of this beer, I was like, I gotta get that. So, thank you, Drake.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well,
time to go a little old school.
Our next beer is it's definitely a shout out to the old school, and my brother actually is a humongous fan of this show, and was it 80s, right? 80s through the 90s. It was on for a while.
Yeah.
It had to been.
Yeah, gold. For those who don't know, this Golden Girls is what we're talking about here.
Right. All right.
Here's Mountain Dew Zero Sugar.
Sorry about that, folks. Wanted to play some, there we go.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
Go ahead, pop that open.
Your heart is true.
Ooh,
You're
yes.
pal and a confidant.
So, right now, I hope my brother Andrew is listening because he is like the biggest Golden Girls fan ever, no joke. And he'll tell you, he's not ashamed to let you know. He's not afraid to let you know that he's a Golden Girls fan, and I'm not afraid to let you know that I watched it with him too all the time.
Like I say, damn good shows. Can't deny that.
Oh, I mean,
All those one-liners and witty quips, man.
I mean, what's her name? B. Arthur, the snaky one, the grouchy sister. Oh my gosh, was she a crack up? She was between her and the mother. Oh man, let's listen. That takes you back, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm glad I got to play that for you. I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but it worked. Sorry about the little message about Mountain Dew or whatever was going on, but that's YouTube for you.
Yeah. We're not endorsed.
Yeah, sorry. The BeerDad and Brewed podcast is not quite that professional yet. We are still at the amateur level. One day, though, Josh. One day. By the way, we're at almost 800 listeners.
Well, fuck that.
Cheers. And cheers to everybody that's listening to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. In a little bit, I'll pull up and we'll give some shout-outs to some cities, some newer cities that are listening to us. And
Sweet.
all our listeners. We got listeners across the pond over in other countries. We talked about that before. Japan, Australia, the Netherlands. I mean, we're jamming here on the old BeerDad and
Making the
Brewed
rounds.
podcast. Yeah.
Making the rounds. I
Yeah,
like that.
so...
All right, so to Betty White, I guess?
This is to Betty White. So this beer is in honor of her. It's called Rose Nyland. That was her name on the show, I believe. And...
It did come out on her birthday.
It did.
It did come out on
So this is from Eureka Heights Brewing. They were the guys that did the glitter beer that we had.
Nice.
So this is a 6.8%. This is a white IPA with rose hips.
All right.
Sounds interesting. Drake said he liked it. So sounds like it's going to be easy drinking. So Eureka Heights out there in Houston. We enjoyed your glitter beer, believe it or not. And I think we're going to enjoy this because I like Golden Girls and I like IPAs, so I'm probably going to like it. Yeah. Anybody that needs to know, Eureka Heights is at 941 West 18th Street in Houston, Texas.
Go get them.
That's right. All right. To Rose Nyland and the Golden Girls.
Rose Nyland and the Golden Girls.
Let's dig in. Wow.
All right. Yeah.
That is fire.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. Eureka
Thank
Heights.
you for being a friend. That's for you, Drake.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending us this beer.
Oh yes. No, I'm doing it again, man. Just throwing it out there, and good job, Eureka Heights.
That's well, first of all, the smell. When you get that up to your sniffer,
yeah,
what a scent.
Yeah.
I mean, I got hops. I got that little rose scent. Can art, by the way, nice. A rose with a nice little gray wig on top. Definitely Golden Girl style.
Okay. I was wondering where that tanginess. Okay, it's the rose hips that I'm getting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used rose hips in my own brews before, and
yeah,
I gotta say I do love the flavor of it. It's got this like tangy kind of little bit bite to it.
There's definitely a bite at the end of it, but what's great about this is with the hoppiness and the bite,
yeah,
it rinses clean.
Yes, very clean.
So this is the biggest problem that we've had with IPAs, and of course I had before prior when I didn't like IPAs, is I drank so many and we'll throw it out there, Stone. I mean, for a while their quality went so bad, but it was so bitter and it never rinsed clean.
Yeah,
I just couldn't stand it.
Well, that's what I was talking about I think a couple shows back, where it was this, what I would call like the pissing contest of like beers. It's like, how bitter can we make this beer, and like, let's fuck your palate, dirty, and leave it dirty,
Right. Yeah, no, this one is so clean.
Yeah,
this is a good one.
I get the rose hip tanginess. I get that nice little, like you said, hop sort of floral, a little bit of a citrus overtone, and then almost like a wheat, like malt. Almost like the haziness kind of came from a wheat.
Right. That's a good beer. Betty White, you would be proud. Absolutely. You know those Snickers commercials where you start out as Betty White and then, eat your Snickers, snap back into it. They should start doing that with this beer.
Yes. Yeah. Or except the opposite, you start out as yourself and you take a sip and end up like Betty White.
End up like Betty White, yeah.
With a nice little witty comeback.
Right?
Yeah.
Now what was the name of the sultry one? The one that was always
crap.
getting in it with all the fellas.
Yeah.
She always had like a boyfriend that was like 30 years younger than her.
Yeah.
And then the mother always had something to say about it. Gosh, what was her name? Oh, Andrew's gonna kill me. If it wasn't so late, I would literally call him. Well, it's not too bad. Let's just do that real quick. Let's surprise him. We'll see if he actually answers. But in any rate, let's. Is
it Anne? I think it was Anne.
We're gonna find out here
Right.
if he answers.
All right.
This is totally surprise. This wasn't planned. Sometimes we do things off the rocker here.
All good.
What's up?
Well, hello there, dear brother of mine.
What's going on?
Well, first of all, you are currently on the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. Say hi to Josh.
Howdy ho.
Hey, what's happening?
So, anyways, the reason why you're on here because I needed some Golden Girls trivia, and the only person I could think of to get that was you. So right now we're drinking a IPA from Eureka Heights out in Houston. It's called Rose Island, and it's dedicated to Betty White's character. And right now we were talking the character that is the, how do you say?
Well, you said the sultry.
The sultry one, the one that's always, in shenanigans with the fellas. What is her name?
Her show name or her real name?
Her name on the character on the show.
She was Blanche Devereaux.
That's it. I knew it. She
Blanche.
had some crazy name. We were sitting here racking our brains, and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, if I call my brother right now, he's gonna know this right away.
Yep, Blanche Devereaux.
Blanche Devereaux.
So, anyways, Mr. Drew, I'm gonna try to save a can of this for you, and that way you can have it because I know you love the Golden Girls.
Sweet.
And I think you'll love this beer too, man. This is a good beer.
Yeah, it is. It's a white IPA with rose hips, and it rinses clean. It's not too strong. I think it's 7%, 6%,
6.8.
6.8. So right in between.
Yep.
So you'll like it.
Nice.
Awesome. So countdown to baby. You're almost there, right? My brothers due a little before we are.
Yeah, any day now.
He's
hopefully.
He's like on baby watch. So
Oh, shit.
any little trigger can get that baby to pop out. So what are you guys thinking? Sometime around Valentine's Day?
It's possible. So due date's on Monday, but
wow.
yeah, it could
That's
push.
coming up quick.
Could push farther out than that. So
Okay. Well, you know you gotta call me.
yep.
So keep me posted on that, and we're not too far behind you because we're going. Amber's C-section scheduled the 26th.
Oh wow, that is quick.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell did the time go?
Right?
I remember like last year or sometime you're like, oh yeah, by the way, pregnant. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it definitely went by quick, and now it's like, oh, am I ready for this right now? So
So you guys were using the phone a friend for trivia.
yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, obviously, if anything Golden Girls comes up, you're my first phone call.
Yeah, I don't think that comes up that often, but
Well,
I guess I'm flattered by the phone call for it.
you should be. You should
Yeah.
because there's no shame to say that I like Golden Girls, and I know you like them too.
Yeah, no, it was a cool show.
Definitely
Funny,
part of our
still
childhood. I
holds
remember
up today.
Yeah, I remember many summers you and I that's what we'd watch in the mornings.
Yeah, it was that like
Yeah.
midday
Yep.
like TV time.
Yep.
Yep.
And it'd be like sitting there, and it's like sometimes we just kind of look at each other like, yep, we're watching the Golden Girls. Good times. All right, Andrew, I know it's late and you probably got to work in the morning, so appreciate you answering the question, and I'll try to get this beer to you.
All right, guys.
All right.
Cheers.
All right,
All
cheers.
right. Love you, brother.
All right. Peace out. Love you.
Okay,
Bye.
Nice.
See, I told you.
Yep.
What did I tell you? He was gonna know. Blanche Devereaux. So she was the she was the one.
She was the sultry one.
Yep.
Of course, it's funny you mentioned that because every time I think of Golden Girls now, did you ever watch like Robot Chicken?
Yes.
Did you ever see the Golden Girls episode?
I don't think I have.
The one standout, like they did a bunch of random shit, but the one standout was like the old lady, the mom.
Uh-huh.
He was like telling this story, be like, yeah, I had a train ran on me and
Oh.
by this whole basketball team. And it just like cuts to this like basketball players like literally like pulling a toy train across her as she's wearing a like a cheerleading outfit.
Well, I think,
Weird,
sir,
weird.
I think we can pull this up on YouTube.
Baby's skin is absorbent.
Let's get past these ads here.
Okay.
While we're drinking, ladies and gentlemen, on the BeerDad and Brewed podcast, I hope you enjoy what we're about to hear from Robot Chicken.
Oh yes.
And again, we don't own rights to this. This is actually played on YouTube. You can follow this on YouTube yourself.
Dorothy here, drinking my prune juice martini. Recently, my sex drive has taken a menopause. I decided to meet up with Rose, Blanche, and Sophia at Katz's Deli for some pastrami on rye. Because, Lord knows, my dry old pastrami wasn't getting any action at home. Girls, let's tell our nastiest sex stories.
Check, please.
Blanche, you start.
Well, a few weeks ago, my good friend Alberta passed away. Now, I knew Alberta's husband was a real shaker in the sack. See, he had Parkinson's. We met that night.
This is the one you're talking
My
about?
body was tingling all over from the sight of his manhood.
There's Blanche
so I
Devereaux.
said, do you want a gummer? Right in the middle of my no-denture adventure, his spirit released itself in more than one way.
He died?
There's Betty White.
Goes to figure. The
Yes.
only way you could keep a guy stiff is with rigor mortis.
There's Mom. She's always got
Looking for
something to
that
say.
check?
Rose, what was your dirtiest sex story?
2 nights ago, I met up with an old boyfriend from St. Olaf who I hadn't seen in 50 years. Let's just say it was an affair to forget. Sven, remember when we did it once in the ice shed by the lake and we got stuck to the ice?
I love that movie. Are you my daughter?
Sven had Alzheimer's. Say my name.
Margaret?
No, that's not it.
Judy?
No.
Roger?
Good enough.
Okay, now it's my turn.
Come
Oh,
on.
no,
we all
B.
know
Arthur.
as well as
Here
you
she
do that
goes.
the closest you're ever going to get to a man is by looking in the mirror.
Mom, you're being testy.
You have testes.
Fine, Mom. Why don't you tell a story?
My nastiest sex story would have to be when I was a cheerleader for the high school basketball team.
Sophia, I never knew you were a cheerleader in high school.
I wasn't. This was last week. The whole team.
Oh,
It was
no.
wonderful. They ran a train on me.
Oh, boy.
I had more balls in my face than a circus seal.
By the way, those are basketballs.
I'm just gonna leave some money on the table.
The girls like it wild, but I prefer a quiet night at home playing Jeopardy with my hand on the buzzer.
Oh, man. That's an image you never want to see again.
Yeah.
Cheers to Robot Chicken.
Yes.
Oh,
Still
my.
brings a smile, man. Still brings a smile.
That's a good one. That's Seth Green does that show, doesn't he?
Yep. Good old Seth.
That's awesome. Well, Rose Island, White IPA,
Yeah, good
Golden
stuff.
Girls, great show. The version on Robot Chicken, just as good.
Oh, yeah.
And cheers to my brother Andrew for answering our little bit of trivia of who the sultry one was. That was Blanche Devereaux.
Yep.
Thank you, Andrew. And cheers again to Drake for Rose Island.
Yeah. Cheers.
That's good stuff.
That is really good stuff.
Wow.
It even goes down
Yeah.
easy.
That would be a dangerous one because that's kind of, to me, you know, some people, when they talk about summer beers, they're talking about more of the cream ales and stuff like that. And that's more right up my alley.
Yeah. No, that's a nice, easy going, just crushable. Just suck it down.
Maybe we'd look into doing something like that.
Actually, I was going to say I've used rose hips for my own beer.
Yeah.
I think I still have some left over. If not, I know where to get them.
Okay.
It's a pretty awesome little spice to use. I used it for a Dunkelweiss.
Okay.
That I did, and it gave it like this kind of reddish color, and also just like a nice little like similar like the spice character to this.
Yeah.
But I could see that in like a nice white IPA or.
Okay.
By the way, for those that don't know, white IPA is wheat IPA.
Right.
So yeah, it's actually kind of a precursor to like hazies in some respect. So.
I like that. Thanks for dropping that little nugget of information and knowledge from the master brewer himself, Joshua Kunkel. As Kaylee would say.
Yes. All right. So moving on.
We're moving on.
We're going to do a little bit of a leg drop action here. Is that?
We are. No.
No, oh wait. No, you're right. Sorry.
We did the atomic leg drop on the last Houston episode.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah, so no Hulk Hogan today. This is the Sleeper Hole Double IPA.
Sleeper.
And for those that don't know, it's based upon Rowdy Piper. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Okay, so
didn't he pass away?
He did. Yeah, okay, he battled cancer for a long time, and but he was an amazing wrestler. What he was biggest for was his mic skills. He was amazing and entertaining on the microphone. So there he is.
Yep.
Cheers, Rowdy Piper.
Cheers.
You can dig the old Scottish kilt and bagpipes.
Oh yes, get that tartan in there.
That was Rowdy Piper's theme music. It wasn't as spectacular as Hogan's, but I feel like it added to his character.
Oh yeah, definitely. It still got you pumped up, ready for a good show.
All right, so it's a double IPA, definitely hazy. Looks very similar to Atomic Leg Drop.
That it does.
So, well,
let's see what we got.
Let's see. Good smell. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
And
like
now, Rowdy Piper.
Are you people half as confused as I am?
I don't think I'm confused about this beer, man. This is good.
That is really good.
We came on the beginning of 1987 and presented an award for Hulk Hogan, who has managed to be the world's heavyweight champion for 3 years in a row running. This is unbelievable. Deserved it.
So on the can here, we hear Rowdy Piper in the background. See him giving the sleeper hold to Hulk Hogan?
Oh, yeah.
15 years of pro wrestling without a defeat.
He really was amazing on the microphone. I remember being a kid watching him and listening to him. And, man, he's so entertaining.
Professional wrestling. Jesse the Body Ventura comes out and he starts stirring up all kinds of stuff, man. I don't know what's going on. So the next week comes on. You folks saw it. We got Andre, we got Hulk Hogan, the world champion. Next thing I know, Andre the Giant is tearing the clothes off the world's heavyweight champion.
We'll press pause on that one. So that's Rowdy Piper doing the Piper's Pit. That was his little shtick that he would do. It was like his little interview segment. All kinds of amazing things happen on the Piper's Pit. Like that, Andre the Giant ripping off clothes on Hogan, and a big pivotal thing for Shawn Michaels. Do you remember HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels?
Vaguely, like, kind of touch and go on that one.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I take that back. That was on the barber shop. Never mind, that wasn't Piper's Pit. I was thinking... No, the coconut incident with Rowdy Piper hitting someone over the head with a coconut. That was the one I was thinking of. Gosh, I almost blew it. My wrestling fans are going to kill me. Yeah, Shawn Michaels threw Marty Jannetty through the window at the barber shop. That was Brutus Beefcake's little talk show that he had. God, I missed those days of wrestling. They were so entertaining. I could be a kid, no worries in the world, no bills, no families, no nothing. I'd just sit there and just be entertained.
Oh, yeah.
I miss that. So, what do you think of this? This is Wrestling Moves by Spindletap Brewing, Sleeper Hold Double IPA.
I'm pretty damn impressed with it.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, it's a very easygoing IPA, and I can see why they kind of went, sleeper hold with the title on this one, because you could throw these back pretty damn easily.
No, I don't know if you're getting the same sense I am mouthfeel-wise. It's like a pillow when it hits your mouth.
Yeah, it's very light.
Soft.
Very light,
fluffy.
very fluffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that really adds to the charm of just like, it's just kind of sneaking up on you.
Right. So, Spindletap, 10622 Hirsch Road, Houston, Texas. Listen, you put wrestling stuff on a can, I already love you already. Because I love me some wrestling. Old school wrestling, Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan, I'm sold. Yeah. And then let alone make the beer good. So Drake, just an FYI, you can get if you got some in your fridge, drink it now, it's good.
Yeah, it seems like it definitely mellowed out.
Yeah,
pretty well.
Yeah, it's got that, like I said, that fluffy, when it hits your mouth, it's just like, gosh, it's inviting.
Yeah. Nice and easy going.
Yeah, I enjoy that one. Good job on that, Spindletap. Sleeper hold. Wrestling moves.
Now, it's funny, they mentioned, Andre in there, and I was thinking, like, shit, what type of beer are they going to come up with for Andre if they do that?
Oh, my God. It'd have to be like a quadruple IPA or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just a big damn beer.
That dude could drink. And if you look up some
remember,
stories and hear stories about him drinking, I mean, he'd drink everybody under the table.
Well, biography's coming out about him pretty soon here, if it hasn't already.
I mean, there's been several in the past, but I know there's a recent one that's...
Yeah, this is like, one of the more authorized ones that really just goes into all the crazy details. And it does talk about, like, his drinking prowess. This guy, what was it? What the hell was I watching? And we were talking about this guy had, like, 52 beers in a night.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Like, he literally just drank everyone under the fucking table. Gave a whole new name to that hollow leg, concept.
Okay, so I'm looking this up right now. We were talking about Andre the Giant. Let's see. Oh, okay. So April 10th is the documentary you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see here. You're gonna love this. Oh boy. So he was on Late Night with David Letterman.
Okay.
And he admitted to drinking 119 beers in a single session.
So double what I just
119. Said. So Spindletap, if you're going to do a Wrestling Move Series 3 and it's going to be based upon Andre the Giant, maybe his hand slap or choke slam, whatever move you want to call it, I don't know. What do we call it? Let's go higher than a quadruple IPA. Yeah. 119 beers, even if it was like Pabst, that's still...
Yeah.
Think about, oh man, I don't think we'd survive that.
No, that... I was like, I'm not even sure that would even qualify as like an IPA status at that point. You got to go like Belgian quad or some crazy...
Yeah.
Actually...
And then he made another statement that it takes 2 liters of vodka before he feels warm.
Damn.
So not just drunk.
Yeah.
Just warm.
Yeah.
2 liters of vodka. Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A man, the legend.
That's insane.
Yeah.
2 liters. Like, I'm thinking to myself, because I'm not much of a vodka guy, that would kill me.
Well, it would
kill anybody.
No, it kills most people. Like, I actually, a number of years ago, I was reading an article, I guess, in Russia every year, they do a vodka chugging contest.
Oh my god, that's a bad morning after right there.
It gets worse than that. Like they usually have like a death every year from this, because these people try to see how much vodka they can like chug in like just a single sitting. And there was one guy that managed to get 2 liters in, and he died. He up and just fucking killed his ass. Like he was like, I won.
Oh, you crazy Rooskies.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know why they drink it, right? It's just
Stay
water.
warm.
No, it's water won't freeze.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I like it. For our listeners that are over in the motherland that is known as Russia, keep it crazy, but try not to drink 2 liters of vodka.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I've been accused of having a heavy hand with vodka by my brother and Uncle Craig, because our tradition when we would go back to Branson for the summer times, start the morning off with Bloody Marys, and we would either do Sky or Tito's, whatever was sitting there, and I did have a little heavy hand. It was like, a pint glass and 3/4 of it was vodka, and the other quarter was just Bloody Mary mix.
The thing is, if you're dealing with good vodka, like Sky or Tito's or something like that, it's easy to do. Like for me, I always thought vodka was dangerous because it's a sneaky drink. It really just sneaks up on you. But I did always find that like ones like Tito's or Sky or the like, it was easy for it to sneak up on you. I guess that's where the danger kind of came in.
Yeah. I think back. So there was a couple of times where we ran out, right?
Yeah.
No more Sky, no more Tito's. Uncle Craig had to go down to his private collection of his backup drinks. So, Pop-Off. Brings out the plastic bottles of Pop-Off. Yeah, not so much.
That's how you know you're at alcoholic status as you start.
Yeah. It's funny. Back in my EMS days, when we would have the drunks that we would find in rollover accidents and stuff like that. There, for whatever reason, that was like the drink of choice. There was always a plastic bottle of Pop-Off in the freaking car or out of the window if it rolled over, whatever the case may be. But it's like, man, if you're gonna first of all, don't drink and drive. You're an idiot. But second of all, maybe don't do Pop-Off.
Yeah, it's
stay away.
It's like don't out yourself so easily.
God, that stuff's terrible. And there's people that love it. Maybe just because of budget reasons. Because I don't know. I guess it's probably still the cheapest one you can buy.
But something, I don't know. I feel like when you drink it, I guess you kind of open up to or you own the name Pop-Off. Like
right.
You pop off. It's like this. No, I remember being in college and went to a party one night and this like drunk Chinese lesbian chick just fucking downed a bunch of that and just got super fucking crazy and just started making out with everyone. And
fair enough.
Yeah. By the way, she also made the most bomb ass fucking stir fry with what the fuck is the kimchi. She did a kimchi stir fry.
Oh my god!
The whole time I'm watching her, making sure she's not going to black out into the pan, like she's ready to just take a nosedive right into the pan there. But she managed to stay awake just long enough to make this kimchi. We all sat down and ate. I'm like, this is the best fucking stir fry I ever had in my life.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Well, I love stir fry and I like kimchi. That's one of my hidden favorites. Like a lot of times, the beer wife she hates it. Don't like the smell of it.
No, see, I don't either. Like
she knows I like it, and she'll just when she's like at Sprouts or whatever, she'll buy a jar and stick it in the fridge for me. It's actually, according to the beer mother-in-law, the whole reason why we did the hazy. She's all into those home remedies. It's really good for your gut.
It is. It is very good. I later on found that at the time, and in college, I didn't think much of it. I was kind of like your wife. I didn't care for the smell. I was like, oh crap. My Japanese Canadian roommate at the time, he had it. That's how we had it on hand for this party because like the chick just kind of stormed the refrigerator and said, I got to make some food, and just found whatever she could and threw shit together. Where I'm just like watching, going like, should I stop her? Should I keep her from? No, she's got a handle. Okay. No. Oh, she's not gonna. Okay, she's not gonna fall into the pot. Okay.
Right.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great story.
Oh
yeah. College. Hey, because of college, you got into beer, so
that is true.
So that's why we're here right now. Really. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you,
So,
college. Cheers.
Thank you, college. And thank you, kimchi stir fry.
Yeah. So back to the beer we're drinking from Spindletap Brewing in Houston, Texas. Sleeper Hole Double IPA. Good shit.
Oh yeah. No, very good. Like I said, no pun intended. You can definitely go to sleep pretty easily with this beer.
It's funny because I was thinking it looked just like a atomic leg drop. So I was like, it's probably going to taste the same, right? Similar. Maybe the hops are a little bit different. But the balance of it and that whole fluffy mouthfeel is totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, if I remember right, the atomic leg drop had a little bit more of a bite to it. This one is like almost no
mellow.
bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, super mellow.
Yeah. And what's the percentage on this? 8%? I think the other one was 8% too.
Yeah. So good job, like definitely masking that and making a beer that you can just crush one after the other. Like I could easily go in for another one of these.
Yeah, this is a damn good beer.
Yeah. So.
Dude, Houston, you're killing it.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Wow. I think we're doing better than the last episode because we struck out with the one.
Yeah.
But this one, all of them are great.
4 for 4, man. This
is great. I'm impressed with this.
Yeah. So very good. And definitely big thanks for getting this, and definitely thanks to
yeah. Thank you, Drake. Good stuff. Alrighty, and well, we've completed our second tour of Houston, Texas.
Yep.
Great city, great people. Drake's amazing.
Indeed.
That's awesome. And I wanted to end the show here because you brought some stuff from Jimmy, so we had to give a shout out to Jimmy.
Yep.
So wait, hold on a second. I think there's a little bit more of that.
It's like, don't waste it.
Yeah.
There, you got to get that good to the last drop, right?
Good to the last drop on the sleeper hold. Nice and fluffy, like a marshmallow.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So
coming
we're,
back,
we're gonna finalize the show here. Do a little talk about we're out of Houston. We're now back in Southern California.
Yeah, we're coming on back.
That was a quick flight.
Oh yeah. I guess we had a couple of good beers along the way, so I didn't even notice the time passing.
Yeah, it was good conversation. We had fruitcake with friends.
Oh, yeah.
We had some Betty White, otherwise known as Rose Island.
Yep. You had some blueberry lemon zest thyme
smoothie tart. B52. Great beer. And by the way, I think I forgot to give their address. I said they were in Conroe.
Yeah, I think you did.
They don't put their address on the can.
Oh.
If you guys want to know where B52 Brewing is, it's in Conroe, Texas. Look it up. North of Houston, I believe. If I'm wrong, Drake, you can send me a message. Tell me I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. It's north of Houston. But Conroe, Texas, go check them out. They put out some good beers. Everybody's been amazing. Ingenious Brewing, Eureka Heights, Spindletap, and B52. So great job, Houston. Again, thanks to Drake for hooking it up.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being a listener to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast, and everybody else that's listening. And we're going to get some shout-outs to some cities here in a bit. But first, now that we're back in Southern California and you stopped by to see our good friend Jimmy and Jason at the Craft Lounge in Beaumont, California.
Yep.
You got us something to finish the show off with.
Now, you sent me a text right before. I said, hey, you want me to pick up a few beers as either a pregame, postgame kind of sense. You mentioned picking up, was it Creative Creature. Now, for a second, I thought you were talking about a specific beer. That this is how sometimes I'm out of the loop on this stuff. As a home brewer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh is always in the dungeon brewing beer.
Yes,
and sometimes he's not out there in the world like the BeerDad is, experiencing all these crazy craft beers and following everybody on Instagram and talking to people on social media. So that's why he has me.
Yes. Yeah, you're the public face. I'm the geeky science.
There you go. So I texted him. I said, because Jimmy posted something about, actually he told us about he was looking to do something with Creative Creature, and just the other day on social media they posted that they had some new product from Creative Creature. So that's why I said see what he's got. So we're gonna end this on a great note here. This is called Hecadence. And what I like about that, well, that sounds like something from NorCal. That's how they talk up there. Hecka and Hella.
Yeah.
Right?
I lived in NorCal for like 6 years in San Francisco proper, And yeah, hella was like the word of the day. And to their credit, it's like, okay, I get it. It's what it is. But hecka, I just could never get around hecka. It was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. I have family up in the Bay Area, and my cousin, she doesn't really talk like that anymore, but I remember when we were younger, maybe pre-teenish, she used to do the whole hella and hecka a lot, and I was just like, oh my gosh, who talks like that, right? She's a great person. Love my cousin, Katie. I hope you're listening. But yeah, it's just a NorCal jingle, which is funny because Creative Creature is not NorCal. This is SoCal. This is my hood. This is El Cajon, California, down in San Diego County. And the can, hecka dense, it has what looks like Chunk from the Goonies tearing up a cake of some sort. So pretty cool can art. And gosh, I need glasses here.
It's raspberry and was it chocolate?
It is it's raspberry and marshmallow pastry stout. 10%. But the artwork on the can was done for anybody that likes Instagram, at _vigilante88. He drew this can art.
Nice.
So good on him, Vigilante88. That's a cool can art. I like Creative Creature. Again, I talked about them earlier because we pre-gamed with them.
Oh, yeah.
We're ending the show with them. So we did our trip to Houston. Houston's amazing for craft beer, but of course we're back to the Mecca, the craft beer capital of the world. We did a show on San Diego before.
Yep.
And Creative Creature's no different. They make some great beers, and I'm glad the Craft Lounge in Beaumont is carrying them.
Yes.
Inland Empire is not going to be disappointed. So crack this bad boy open.
All right. The nice thing is, as a stout, it's had plenty of time to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get a full body flavor right here.
I'm excited. So while you're pouring that, I am going to bring up some stats from the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. I'm very excited to share.
It was a nice dark chocolatey color.
Dark chocolate.
Oh,
so currently we're so close to 800.
Okay.
743 listeners.
All right. So we're getting there. We're
close. Yeah, we are there. For whatever reason, I guess maybe Apple's popular, but most of our listeners listen on iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
All right.
Second most listeners, iHeartRadio. Love it. iHeartRadio is actually, allegedly, according to them, #1 in podcasts.
Ooh.
So that's exciting. We also have listeners on Spotify, and then also they go on Buzzsprout, which is our main website deal.
Okay, Spotify is kind of where I tend to get a lot of.
Okay. So far still, our most popular episode is episode 1. That kind of makes sense, right? But there's some ones that are creeping up, pretty popular there. So let's see here where I want to go. Listener locations. This is my favorite part. I love seeing who's listening to the show. This is great. So we go to loading up here the last 10 episodes. We have obviously the United States, over 600 listeners in the United States, right? We also have listeners in Mexico, Norway, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and the Netherlands, which I think is amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Also Germany, which is great. Now, we'll break down some cities here. I want to go to our last episode because we had some new cities that I've never seen before. So, somebody in Paradise, Nevada, listening to us, which is up by Vegas. Humble, Texas. I'm going to take a stab that's our good friend Drake, who's a listener of the show, as well as I believe Ingenious Brewing might have listened to one of our shows. So
Sweet.
Awesome. Somebody in Yucaipa, California really likes us.
Hey.
Shout out to Yucca Pie, as I like to call it. And again, we have an avid fan. I would love for you to send us a message so we know who you are. But there's somebody in Rocky River, Ohio that really likes listening to us.
Nice.
So that's cool. Of course, we got tons of local. We actually had someone in Manhattan give us a listen on the last episode, which
Very
is really cool. It's a big city. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce this correctly because it looks French, but it's a city in Missouri called Creative Creature, something like that. Sorry if I butchered that, but welcome to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. Thanks for listening. Philadelphia.
Nice.
Love it. You guys have amazing cheesesteaks. Dallas, Texas, home of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for listening. Bentonville, Arkansas. I'm pretty sure that's Mr. Crumb listening to us. Thanks for listening to us. Weird. Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Not sure where that's at in Pennsylvania in relation. Is it closer to Pittsburgh, closer to Philly? Not sure, but thanks for listening in Phoenixville. Victorville, California has given us a listen.
Good stuff.
Very nice. But we've got so many cities all over the country. So many to name, but those were the newest ones from the last episode. So they listened to the episode at the Craft Lounge. So I hope they enjoyed it, and I hope they come back again to listen to this episode. That's pretty awesome.
And as we continue to take it on the road and check out some new breweries and places.
That's the plan. We were talking about that tonight, so I'm pretty stoked and excited for what the future holds for the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. Obviously, we try to improve from going all the way back to episode 1, where we started with one microphone in the kitchen, to where we're at now.
Yeah, you got your soundboard. You got some
soundboard.
Mics.
We've got extra microphones. Hopefully we can improve. Obviously, we're looking into getting some better microphones down the road in the near future. Some more stuff for mobile recording is what we're looking at. Also, too, I keep talking about a YouTube channel. That's got to get started here shortly.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get it started with the last episode, but we're not quite there yet. So I'm hoping maybe next episode we'll have something for YouTube. But definitely awesome. So back to the last beer of the evening here from Creative Creature, Hecka Dense Pastry Stout with raspberry and marshmallows, 10%. You like it?
It's good.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, no, this beer is definitely got some good stuff going on.
Well, when I smell it, I smell raspberries right away.
Yeah. You know what I like, though, is it's not like fake raspberry. It's actually like real deal. It tastes...
Oh, yeah, there's a sourness to it.
Yeah, like a little nice tanginess to it.
That is good.
Yeah. Just easy going, just right on the back end. It's like a stout first and foremost.
Yeah.
So, good job.
Hecka Dense Creative Creature.
It's Hecka Dense.
Those guys are making some good beers.
Yeah.
Smart move by Jimmy and Jason. Pull them up there to the Craft Lounge. Everybody here in the Inland Empire, save yourself the gas and mileage. Head on over there. 10 freeway, just north. Was it Beaumont Avenue?
Yep.
Not even, 2 blocks from the 10 freeway?
Yeah, Beaumont and 7th, basically, right there on the corner.
So if you're going eastbound, you're going to get off, make a left. If you're going westbound, get off, make a right. And it's just north of the 10 freeway. It's going to be on your right-hand side. Can't miss it. It's right on the corner.
The big old sign says craft beer.
Craft beer. Great little place. Great little spot to go relax and read a book, play some board games, drink some craft beer.
Yeah.
Or stop on in, grab some cans and bottles to go. Take them home.
Yeah. I'm taking them on a picnic.
But if you guys go down to the Craft Lounge, tell them the BeerDad and Brewed podcast, Justin and Josh sent you. I don't know. Maybe Jimmy will hook you up. Who knows?
Or either that, or you may end up seeing me there since I'm.
Josh is a frequent flyer, as we like to call him, the first response business. He's usually there. He's kind of like what's his name? Barney on The Simpsons. You could always find him at Moe's Tavern.
Yeah.
Or Cliff on Cheers. Little postman.
Oh yeah. Actually, I remember in my younger days, someone said I reminded them of Cliff.
There you go.
Just from the weird shit that he always talked about. Those little snippets of information and whatnot.
I guess that makes me Norm. Yeah. The pudgy guy at the end of the bar that's always grouchy, always got something to say. Yeah. I'm usually not grouchy though. I might be a little pudgy, but I'm not. I'm usually in a pretty good mood. So,
especially after a few of these, yeah.
Oh well,
put anyone in a good mood.
I'm in a really good mood because literally every single beer we've had tonight has been amazing.
Yeah, agreed. And I mean, Decadence is no different.
No.
Yeah.
So for the breweries, because I know when I tag everybody later on when I post up the podcast, and the breweries are going to listen, what I would like to see, or just this would be amazing, a collaboration between Creative Creature and any one of these breweries in Houston, Texas. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And then they could say it's because of the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. That's why we're collaborating. That'd be really cool. Hey, and then invite us, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh and Justin will be happy to fly out on your dime to Houston, Texas, and we will make beer with you.
Yes.
Or Houston can come to El Cajon and we'll drive down and meet up and help you make beer.
Hell yeah.
But I think that'd be great. I really do. All these breweries do a great job. God, Josh, that's why I love craft beer, because like just the innovativeness behind all these beers that we've had tonight. We literally just drank what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got five beers that we drank, and they were all different.
Yeah, all vastly different, but all really good.
Right.
Whereas
flash back to 1970, we would have had 5 Pabst Blue Ribbons, 5 Coors, 5 Budweiser. Well, God, not Budweiser. I can't do Budweiser. my moral code and my just every bone in my body, I'm not able to do it. It's too horrible.
Well, it's the way I feel about Bud Light. Like Budweiser, like there was a time when, yes, it worked. And that was usually just from fishing to the point of exhaustion. And
right.
Someone just slapped it in my hand and was like, "Oh, this is rehydrating." That was about the extent of it. But yeah, Bud Light's one of the ones that I don't know what the hell they put in that beer, but my body says, nope, get that shit the fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I anything with a Bud in the front of it, I'm out. I really am. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
There was a really nice, awesome pun in the homebrew circle one time. I remember going to a meeting and a guy brought a beer that he called Bud Light, and I was like, "What the fuck you bringing Bud Light?" He's like, "No, it's Bud Light."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Made with like THC or something like that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
He was playing around with some other stuff, and I was like, "Catchy, I like that."
Can't do it.
Yeah.
So, so our trip to Houston was amazing as it was the first time. But I feel like even better this time.
No, definitely, like hands down, like all of these beers were just out of the park. Like good quality beers.
That's awesome. So I'm very thankful for the social media world, yes. And I'm thankful for this podcast. Drake down in Houston, thank you so much again. I'm sure we'll probably be in touch with you. So I'd like Josh. I'd like you to go find him stuff. We need to send him some.
Yeah,
thank you.
I definitely. I'm percolating right over here. Like this was a quality, showing of Houston.
Right?
We got to definitely match that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. So and then of course, we ended the show. We had to come back to the West Coast, going back to Cali. I should have played that. I could have played that.
Yeah,
little biggie.
Next time.
Yeah, next time.
Next time we leave the state and come back.
That's right. That's the magic of podcasting.
Yes.
We can be anywhere we want.
Yes, we can take our flights anywhere.
That's right. So, but we came back and we had some Creative Creature that you procured from our friends at the Craft Lounge.
Yep.
It's a pastry stout that is very dangerously at 10%.
And yeah, I got to give them credit. Most of the time, pastry stouts are just that, a pastry.
It's funny because the brewery, Orange County,
yeah,
they're kind of famous for pastry stouts.
Yes.
And I've had some from them that I feel like are overly boozy, and they could be right around the same ABV.
Yeah.
But this Creative Creature it's not boozy at all.
No, it's blended super
which is scary because 10% is a little higher than you want to have. I mean, obviously, we're not going to drink more than one of these.
Yeah.
Well, or we're sharing it. We share everything that we have because we don't drink that much.
Which is probably good because I could easily probably take on...
Oh, I could hammer that down like nobody's business. Yeah.
So I could easily take on another one of these and regret it later.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, too, because stouts are my jam.
Oh yeah,
that's usually my favorite. But it's so hard because when we do these shares and we do the show, we can usually only do one because they're so heavy and they're so thick.
Yeah.
You know, it is my favorite type of beer. But if I'm gonna be enjoying myself for the long term, like you can't do that all day. Stouts would just wreck you.
Yeah, it catches up. It catches up to you.
Which is why maybe the Irish are so good at drinking, because
Yeah.
they can drink that stuff all day long and not be affected. Whereas us, we're like, I'm so full. I couldn't even think about food. Like I could, sometimes Jose and I knock back Guinnesses, but like 3 or 4 of them, and you're like, man, you're not eating it you're skipping a meal for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a meal in a glass.
Yeah.
It is definitely that. Even though I'll be the first to say, Guinness to me is a light beer. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so heavy." It's like, no, that's a nitrogen. It is a light beer. Like, you pull that carbonation out of that beer, it is watery as shit.
Yeah.
But it does have, it's nutrient based, so it is still a meal, even though it's light bodied.
Now, Guinness in Ireland, totally different story.
Yes, typically a little lighter in the alcohol.
Yeah.
Though it may be similar now, because I'll have to look into that, because I know a number of years ago, Ireland was still taxing on alcohol percentage in the beers. So typically the stuff in the country of Ireland was lower ABV than what they exported.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not sure if that still stands today. I have to look into that.
Different over there too. They serve it usually room temperature. And, not nearly as cold as what we're used to. And when I was there for a day, I had it was a non-Guinness, but it was a stout, and I don't know what brand it was, a local brand. It looked like motor oil. It was so thick, but it was good. It was damn good.
I know there is like a British stout that they actually call it motor oil.
Really?
Yeah. And it is like what you described. It literally is just so damn viscous that.
Well, I just had a stout the other night. In fact, for the listeners, it's up on the BeerDad and Brewed IG. I had some Samuel Smith oatmeal stout.
Good stuff. Always a classic.
Different country, obviously, not Ireland. It's a product of Great Britain, I believe. But that's one of my favorite stouts right there. I feel like almost everything I've had from Samuel Smith I've liked.
Yeah.
And what's really nice is for us, because of that company up, I believe, in Washington. The name escapes me, but they're the ones that import it.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Duvin something like Duvin. Because of them, it's so cheap for us. Because normally any other type of beers or liquors that we get from other countries, we're paying a premium to get it here. But because of their, they export it or whatever.
Sorry, Merchant Duvin,
yeah. You can get Sam Smith at like our local organic grocery store that the BeerDad and Brewed family shops at, Sprouts grocery store. No, they're not paying me to say that, but we actually shop at Sprouts. But they sell Samuel Smith. They got the chocolate, the organic chocolate stout. They have the oatmeal stout, and I think the porter. And they're like $2.50 for a bottle.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that is a good price.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with that.
No. So if you guys are looking for some Sam Smith, like I threw up on the IG, go try to find them at Sprouts.
Well, I could tell you when I first got into beer drinking, Sam Smith's Nut Brown Ale was like
that's a good one
of my first go-tos.
Matter of fact, I think the BeerDad has that in his fridge right now.
Nice.
Yeah. So courtesy of my brother-in-law, they gave me one of those packages for Christmas that was like came with the collector's glass and coasters and several Samuel Smiths.
I think I might have had that one in years past. I bought it mostly because you don't see the tawny port.
Oh yeah,
the tawny porter,
Tatty Porter.
Thank you. You don't see it too often.
No.
But it was part of this little like grab bag, and I was like, I'm buying the whole grab bag for that one beer.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually that was the first one I drank out of the box. I had that while we were up in the Idlewild cabin. So,
yes, I remember when you posted that. That was
that nice little picture in the snow.
Yes.
Good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Samuel Smith. Maybe one of these days we'll do a fish and chips episode, and we'll have some Sam Smith.
That sounds good. We'll go to England. Merry old England.
Hey, if there's Samuel Smith, if you're listening and you want to fund the BeerDad and Brewed podcast on a all expenses paid first class trip to to London, and we will meet up and we will do the show. Yes, I like that idea.
Yes. Hey, I'd be down for that. I'd like to see those cool ships, man. You ever, you know what those are, right?
The what?
They're called cool ships. So they're like an old school style of fermenting.
Okay.
And Sam & Smith is one of the few breweries still around that uses them.
Yeah.
So you've seen most breweries, they have the conical fermenter,
Yes.
these big upright fermenters. It's got like a little cone at the bottom of it. That's like modern tech for brewing, but old school tech for brewing was literally a giant metal bathtub that's like 3 feet tall by like 30 feet by like 100 feet.
Okay.
Like think of just a gigantic metal bathtub.
Yeah.
And what they would do is they'd pump all the beer into this thing. They called it a cool ship because as they pump the beer into it, because it's so shallow overall, that it helps the beer cool off quicker.
Nice.
You know, it really helped in the sense that maybe they didn't have a means of cooling the beer down as fast.
Right.
So they'd pump it into this room that usually had like filtered air or something like that and let the beer cool down naturally. But while it's cooling down and it gets to that, you know, perfect ferment temp, they just dump a bunch of yeast onto it.
Oh, wow.
And because it's also so shallow, it would ferment pretty damn fast.
Yeah.
You know, almost as fast as what they see the conicals fermenting at now.
Wow.
I know Anchor Brewing uses the cool ships in their process.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool to watch and see them in action.
Yeah.
And like the Anchor steam beer, a lot of people don't realize that this to me as a homebrewer fascinates the crap out of me. It's like the steam beer they'll ferment, I think it's like 300 or 3,000 gallons of this beer in like 3 days.
Wow.
Like turnaround time is like less than a week for this beer. So to me, that is pretty epic. Like as a homebrewer, I'm spending a week just trying to ferment 5 gallons. I can only imagine trying to.
Oh, I know. Like me texting you, how's the Moen La Haze looking?
Yeah. You know, where you got these guys like doing 3,000 gallons in less than a week, and I'm like, you know, it's pretty cool stuff.
Pretty high in the production there.
Yeah, if you get a chance, look it up. It's pretty cool. Like,
I'm sure I'm sure it's mentioned in the Beer Bible.
Yes,
I don't know.
is.
I'm gonna read up on that.
Yeah,
that's it. That's actually really cool, and that's what I love about craft beers. There's so many different ways to make it.
Oh yeah,
you know, and it's funny because you think, okay, well, maybe there's the best way to make it, and there really isn't. It's all the different styles and all the different types of beers. That's what I like. I mean, you can make it that way. You can make it a traditional way. You can home brew it. You can make it on mass production levels. I mean, it doesn't really matter, you know, as long as somebody knows what they're doing, you can make some good beer.
Oh yeah, and definitely plenty of like science and, you know, geekery to be had. You know,
the stuff that you like.
Yeah,
right.
That's all. It's all where I'm at. So
for those of you that don't know, Josh, when he's brewing a beer, he's like a mad scientist. He's got his computer programs. He's got all his equipment. Everything's documented. Like he's legit, ladies and gentlemen. So it's fun to watch. It was great to be a part of that. We're gonna make more beer too in the future. Hopefully with a brewery too.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. Yeah, I'm reaching out to a few buddies just to see if they'd be interested in maybe doing a collab with us. Try to get something going. That'd be kind of like a fun deal.
I'm always in because, you know, the fun part about making beer is drinking beer.
Oh, yes. And, you know, there's plenty of awesome breweries making awesome beer. And, you know,
God, there's so many.
I know.
Like, we literally, like, we're starting a career right now because, like, we could do this until it's time for us to go home to paradise, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so many breweries in the world, there's no way we could touch all of them. I'd definitely like to try.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, physically being there and trying everything they have. Because, I mean, the reality is like we're trying stuff that they put in cans or bottles to distribute, but that's only a small sampling of what they probably truly offer on premise.
Oh.
You know,
you definitely got to visit these places in person.
Oh yeah, like I've been to plenty of breweries where it's like, oh crap, there's some awesome stuff on the menu that they know they're not going to ever bottle that. They know they're never going to can that.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, some of it too with certain ingredients you just can't.
Yeah, it's just not feasible to do it in the production levels to bottle or can.
Yeah, some of those one-off beers, it's like, you only make so much.
Yeah. Well, like with Devin over at Desert Beer, he did a couple of one-off beers, but he only made like 5 gallons because to him it's kind of like a test batch.
Right.
But some of those beers were effing just amazing. Like,
he's been killing it.
Oh yeah, that cilantro lime, that was a 5-gallon batch beer. Like he ran out of that like instantly, but it told him like, okay, people love this beer. I should ramp it up and make it, at least a little bit more, volume wise.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna go see Devin.
Yeah, we definitely got to go check out. Say hi to him.
Got to have some more of his beers. We had some of those recently on the show.
That's right. Yeah, last time over at Craft Lounge.
Jimmy liked them. Hopefully he starts carrying some of his beers.
Yeah, I know Devin's still kind of working out the deals as far as like distribution, all that fun stuff. But I like showing him off because he is a good brewer. Him and Chance both, like they're just killing it over there. And any chance I can help lift them up and get them going.
I know Jimmy was really liking that America.
Oh yeah.
We
all were.
God, well, shit, for our area, as hot as we get in the summertime, that beer is gonna kill it in the summer.
Oh yeah.
If Devin either starts canning that, or if he can get out kegs to some places, and if Jimmy can carry that during the summer, especially Jimmy was talking about their 1-year anniversary being outside.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a great beer.
Speaking of Desert Beer, though, Devin went ahead and partnered with Las Palmas Brewing.
I saw that they did a collab.
Yeah, the collab, they did a saison. I got a sample of it the other night because we did our homebrew club out there. It's coming along great, man.
Is it?
Like, I'm looking forward to when this beer is like on tap because it's going to be pretty fucking epic.
We'll have to try it. Yeah. So, well, good stuff. Well, Josh, we took a trip to Houston.
Yes, we did.
a really good trip. Thanks to our good friend Drake that we spoke to. We had, quick recap, we had Ingenious Brewing, Fruitcake with Friends.
I have to say, probably my favorite of the bunch.
That was definitely a different experience for sure.
Yeah.
Crazy flavor. And then followed by that, we kind of somewhat kept with the style with a tart, sour type
we
beer.
wanted to kind of go a little tangy, sour,
Right, so smoothie tart from B52. It was blueberry, lemon, and thyme.
It's good, very good.
Good beer.
Yeah.
I love the mouthfeel on it. I love the fact that I got all those flavors without the sweetness. So they did a great job on that one.
Yeah, definitely balanced them all out.
And then we did we do Rose? Or
we did Rose.
Okay. So the third beer we had was the Rose Island. Shout out to the Golden Girls. Shout out to my brother. We spoke to. I hope you guys enjoyed talking to my brother there. Congratulations. He's going to have his first child here pretty soon. Right before the BeerDad has number 3.
Oh wow!
So,
he's catching up.
So those two cousins will be very close in age. So that'll be
nice.
That'll be awesome. So he's having a little boy. We're having a little girl. So Hunter will have someone to play with. My little guy. So we had some Rose Island, a white IPA, which Josh let us know is basically a wheat IPA.
Yeah.
It has rose hips on it, and that was good beer. I really liked that one.
That was actually a pretty good one too.
That was.
Well, they were all very good. So
that was great. And we actually got to listen to some Golden Girls. That was nice. And then we had some Spindletap Sleeper Hold Double IPA, which is the second part of their Wrastlin' Move series. I really enjoyed this one. We liked it better than Atomic Leg Drop.
Yeah, definitely had that nice little light, pillowy. It looked like they, even if it might have been the same recipe, they definitely improved something along the lines there. If threw something else in there. Yeah. Definitely got it.
Had that mellow, pillow-like mouthfeel, which was awesome. For a double IPA, usually double IPAs hit you pretty hard.
Yeah,
not that one.
That one was definitely blended very, very well.
Yeah, good job, Spindletap. So that was everything we did in Houston. Then we took a quick flight back to Southern California to shout out to our friends at the Craft Lounge in Beaumont. We had some Creative Creature from El Cajon, California. Hecka Dense Pastry Stout with raspberries and marshmallow, which we're just finishing up right now. Is amazing, good beer.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, I cleaned right through it. So
Take another sip. Great stuff. So everything we had was amazing.
Yeah, tonight was definitely a good beer night.
Yeah. Shout out to Houston.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Shout out to our listener, Drake.
Yes, and good friend, contributor of awesome beer.
Yeah, so Josh is going to go find you some stuff.
Yeah, I got a few things in mind. So.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, shout out to my brother who provided us with some Golden Girls trivia. That was amazing. So good stuff. Great show. We got a lot of stuff in the works, Josh. Shout out to our listeners. We got some new listeners in some new cities all over the world. It's awesome. We're growing. We're getting huger. We're almost at 800 listeners. I mean, shit, dude, we're getting close to 1,000. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
Hey, I didn't do this because I wanted like millions of listeners. I mean, one day that'd be great, but I just wanted to spread craft beer with people, and that's what we're doing. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, talk shop, talk fun, and
absolutely. So more stuff on the horizon. Like I said, we're still working on that YouTube show. I promise we'll have it up as soon as we can. Also, something else in the works, Josh. I didn't mention this to you. We are going to try working on a segment where if any listeners anywhere in the world would like to send us beer, we will give you that opportunity to be a guest on the show. And how that's going to work is you're going to send us beer, but you're also going to have that same beer at your house. We're going to schedule a time and we're going to record the podcast. And you're going to drink that beer with us while on the podcast, while we're drinking it as well. And you'll be a part of the show. So where we're going to start with that first is soon our good friends in Branson, Missouri, old Mr. Craig from the Bearded Beaver Man Brew House and Matt from Matt's Garage.
Nice.
They're going to do that with us.
Very cool.
So they're going to send some brews from back in Missouri, and they're going to have the same brews there, and we're going to hook up and we're going to drink them together. So
are they sending us some local breweries? Or are they going to go nice?
Yeah, they're so my mother-in-law is actually back there right now, and Uncle Craig's going to send her back with some brews. So
nice. Okay.
So
hopefully he's able to maybe get some home brews in there. I'm curious to see how he's coming along with his art.
Absolutely. And so for listeners everywhere, we already know we have almost 800 listeners. So any of you 800 awesome people that listen to the show, if you want to be a part of the show, very easy. Get in contact with us, beerdadandbrewed@gmail.com. Or you can send a slide, what do they call it? Slip in or slide into our DMs. You can hit us on Instagram, BeerDad and Brewed, or you can find us on Facebook as well. Send us a message. We can arrange that, give you some shipping info where you can send us some brews, and we'll schedule something to get you on the show and enjoy beers with us. So
yeah, I mean that's half the fun right there, is getting some people in here, phone or otherwise. Beer brings people together. I'd like that idea, man. That's gonna be awesome.
It'd be fun, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. So we got that in the pipeline, and of course we're gonna go visit some breweries. Like I said, I want to go see Devin ASAP out of Desert Beer Company, and we'll definitely go back to the Craft Lounge as well and go see Jimmy, and hopefully Jason will be around and do stuff there. So great show. As always, drink responsibly, drink local, support craft beer, and support home brewing, because that's where it all starts. Coachella Valley Homebrew Club. Got a lot of stuff on the pipeline. Look them up online and follow them. Joshua, our awesome co-host, is the president. He's not just a member, he's also the president. So go check them out. So with that being said, Joshua, cheers, brother.
Cheers.